You go sleep. Yes, you can. You think it's a game now? Huh? You think it's a game? My name's Caitlin Nichols. I'm 20 years old and currently I'm living in Lloydminster. And this here is Rosalie Nichols. She is 1 year old and she lives with me. A little bit about us is life is interesting. I don't know. Right now we were living up in Vancouver, BC for a little while here, out visiting my sister Alexa Ryan. So I don't know, it's been kind of interesting getting to explore and kind of travel a little bit. But now I'm kind of ready to settle down in Lloydminster for a bit, get some schooling figured out. Yeah, get somewhere permanent so my daughter can have a little bit of, I guess, permanence in her life, stability, and like an idea of where we're gonna go in life. So it's, yeah, life is interesting and it's a touch and go, so we'll see where it goes. My journey, well, I'd say probably a lot of it started when I was around 11 or 12 years old. A lot of like the hardships, I guess, in life, because I started experiencing like addiction, skipping school, and all of that. And so it was a rough road up until I was 16. I don't remember a lot of like in those ages, as I did go through a lot of addiction and going through different places, not having stability or a place to really call home, of like a home of mine and anything like that. And so it was a journey. I ended up living with my sister Chelsea after I got clean off of a lot of different drugs I did when I was 16. And it was a really fun adventure doing that one. I got to spend a lot of time with my niece Destiny, got to see my sister Chelsea lots, and I was there for probably, I'd say, a year or two, kind of, I don't know, just being there, trying to figure out my schooling, and I don't know, just trying to figure out life after addiction. It was hard, I'd say, but I always had a positive outlook on it because thinking negative never really got me anywhere in the past. So I started changing the way I thought and the way I'd look at things, because I used to be a very negative person. I wasn't very positive. And so after I started switching the way I thought, once I turned around, I'd say 18, once a year after living with my sister, I had eventually got my own place. I was living in a room and board house with my uncle about 2 years ago, I'd say, and I was going to school. I got quite a few, I got grade 10 done, half of my grade 11, so I'm still on my adventure with school with that. I got my grade 12 I got to do, so I'm close. I'm getting close. I'll be applying to that here again soon. Once I lived in that place, I did start drinking. I did a lot of drinking then and made some not super smart choices, but I still had a head on my shoulders, so I didn't ever like go down that wrong path fully. I just drank a little bit too much than I should have. But that only happened for a few months until I ended up meeting her dad, and once I met him, a lot of that started to slow down, and she was more so planned, I'd say. I don't know, it wasn't something to like, she wasn't a plan of like, oh, I want a baby so I could switch my life around or I've always wanted to be a mom, and so I know I was young, but I was more or so prepared, I guess. Didn't fully think it through, but I'd never changed the way it happened, because after I found out I was pregnant with her, a lot of things switched around. I got lots figured out. I was in a permanent place and ended up getting a lot of things figured out up until I guess I'd say I was 7 months pregnant, and a lot of what I thought I had figured out wasn't actually figured out. It was more so a facade I had put up for myself, because her dad wasn't the greatest person. Not that he's a bad person, but he didn't make great choices, so it didn't contribute greatly to her life or anything like that. And so I had to make different choices, and that's when I ended up moving out to BC. Things became a lot different then, and it was an adventure out there, and before the BC, I guess I'd say, I ended up moving in with someone who I consider my mom, which is Tammy, because she's always been a motherly figure to me through a lot of different hard times I had in life, and just even the good times, she's been there when I needed her, and she's a person I really look up to. And she took me in when my daughter was only a few weeks old, when her dad chose to make choices that weren't too great. And so I made that choice, and my daughter and I moved in with my mom, and we went about from there. It was good. Things were really good, and I ended up making the choice to then go up to BC. And that was an adventure. We went swimming in lots of lakes. Rosie went swimming for her first time in a lake, and so when I found out she loved water, she's a water baby, that's for sure. She loves running. She's an amazing little girl. Says lots of words. Mind me, if you ask her, she won't say anything though. So you gotta wait till you hear it, I guess. I don't know. Now I'm in Lloydminster again, and it's been interesting, I guess. It's a hard choice to make to be back here, as it's brings back a lot of different things, but I know there's a lot more positive to it than the other negative things to look at. And so I'm really happy to see where this journey will take me, as I have viewings here in a few days, and we'll have things kind of figured out here soon. And it'll be interesting. We'll have her in a stable place, and I'll be doing my schooling. I'll be able to get more things more so sorted, I guess, and figured out. And we'll be able to get her into hopefully like a daycare or something, so she could be around more kids her age, get to know and do more things that she, can experience and have fun doing, because she's not around much kids her age right now, and I feel that could benefit her a lot. I'd say it's changed a lot, as I used to just think about me more so in a lot of it, and all the choices I'd make weren't necessarily always the smartest, because it was only me I was looking out for, right? I didn't think I had another person to care for at the time, and I wasn't so I have more time to still figure things out. If I be stupid now, it's okay. But once she came along, a lot of that really changed, because I realized whether you have a child or not, it's still good to get your things figured out, because when that child or that someone comes along, it's going to be a lot more harder than to get those things together. Not that you won't be able to do it, but you'll always be able to, at the end of the day, figure a path or a route through things when they're difficult. So I don't know, a lot of how I think now, she always comes first. All of what I do, will it benefit her? Will she be okay through all of that? And because it's not just me, it's her, it's it's our future pretty much, because our children are our future. If we don't nurture and be there for them and think of their life and their future as well, it's not beneficial, and it's not gonna help anyone or anything. And so, I don't know, she's changed a lot of how I think. She's important, and she's my little girl, so I want to give her everything. And the way I was raised, I didn't think, not everyone in my life, but from a few people growing up, I wasn't taught that, oh, you could do it, you deserve a lot out of life, it's worth doing something with. And so when I grew up, I met the few people in my life now that taught me those things that are important. And I don't want my daughter to ever go through the things I did growing up and the way I used to think on life, because it wasn't positive. A lot of it was very negative, and I didn't think it was doable. But you're silly. But now that I've grown up a bit more, I've had a while to think about it and whatnot. Yeah, there's a lot more to life than what a lot of people tell you. Life is good. There's a lot more to it. It's amazing. There's amazing people you'll meet along it, even though you lose a lot of people you think were important to begin with. Life is, it's as stupid as it sounds, it's sunshine and rainbows if you make it. There is those rainy days, but there ain't no rainbow without rain though, So to get to that rainbow, you always gotta go through that rain. And those rough days are what makes the good days even better. I wouldn't change anything though. The way life is, it's amazing. It's crazy, it's hectic, but within it, it's still really beautiful. As hard as it is, even when I first had her, I didn't think I'd be able to do it. Some really deep thoughts I had were should I give her up? Am I able to do this? It's rough. I didn't want those thoughts, but it's the bigger picture I wanted to look at. But as long as you have the one or two people, you don't need a big circle. I really dislike that saying where it's you need a family or it takes a village to raise a child, but you don't need that village. You only need that one or two people, and that is a village. It's hard. You'll have a lot more harder days to begin off with than you do have the rough ones, but as long as at the end of those days you list off the positive too and look at the fact that there is positive even through those rough days, you will get there. It's not easy, mind me, it's not easy at all. But if you keep looking up to the good and the things that are to come that you can make out of your life, you'll get somewhere. As hard as it is some days and you're no, I can't. You can, because you, at the end of the day, if you think about what matters to you and how you make it through the day, that's what matters the most, not a lot of what anyone else thinks. What you think is what matters the most. And if you think you got it, you got it. No matter what anyone thinks, it's you deep down. If you're not thinking about how you want it and thinking and telling yourself you can do it, it's gonna be harder to make it somewhere because only you can make things happen. And I really learned that one a lot. It was difficult, trust me, and I'm still learning a lot of it. I'm not there yet. I'll never fully be there, but I definitely learned that thinking positive and telling myself I got it no matter what, it's got me a lot more places than sitting there saying I don't got this, what am I gonna do? Well, do what you know you can do and try everything you can try, and then wait, because you'll always get an answer back. You'll always find a way, because you have to do everything first that you can try and do. If you don't and you just sit there, it's not a progressive thing to do. But once you get things rolling and you make calls or you talk to people you need to or confide in people you need to, it's a lot better than holding it in and keeping it to yourself. I don't know, just be positive. Believe in yourself and you'll get places. I'm really hoping that I can give her a lot of what I wasn't able to, what I didn't have as a child myself, what I wasn't given, and that's just more so stability and the ability to be able to do more things outside of my family life. Like a lot of growing up, I didn't have a lot of friends. I was more so a matter of I lived too far outside of a town to be able to do a lot of that, and I want to be able to get to the point where I have the ability to give my it's not even that, it's more so just like the way I grew up and the fact that I didn't have a lot of like constant parental figures in the household. My dad, he tried everything he could to give us what we needed, because when we were younger at a point in life, it was only him taking care of us. My mom wasn't there at a point, and she made choices she made, and so yeah, it was hard, and I don't want my child to have to go through what I did. So I hope I can be the greatest mom and someone who can help her have the ability to go through school and finish school, to have that person there for her at every event she goes to, cheering her on, telling her she can do it, she's got this. Because she's smart, she's beautiful. As young as she is already, she's so smart, and she'll be able to do so many great things with her life. And yeah, I hope that her future is filled with lots of happiness and lots of different opportunities that she's able to do. I'm hoping that I'm able to set up like a savings account for her that will be locked until she's 18 to maybe 25 years old, depending on her future, you know, how things look and the choices she makes in life and whatnot. And you know, I want to be able to say I have that money saved for her, so that if she ever has something she needs that money for, she'll have access to the money she needs. And you know, like, I want her to have that future, that stability, that ability that I didn't ever fully get growing up. So she'll have a good future. I know she will. As long as I provide it and give, she'll have a good future. There'll be setbacks, of course, but we got this. I guess that I'm just very grateful with everyone I have in my life now and all of the supports I do have. And yeah, it took a long time to get to where I'm at in life, and I still got so much further to go. But I know I got this, and life will be very beautiful on the end of everything I've had to deal with to get to where I am. And the one thing that always keeps me going and that makes me, you're silly, makes me want to do better is this little girl right here. She's always going to be the thing that makes me want to strive for more. Her and the fact that I want to better both of our lives. Yeah, she's a silly little girl, so I'm really excited to see where all of it goes. Excited to see how Rosie grows, how I grow, how me and all of my family I have now come together. it'll be interesting, and life will be good. I don't know, I'm just really happy to be able to have the experiences I do now and the opportunities I do now. It'll lead to a lot more greater things, and yeah, I'm just excited to see where life takes us, because I know it'll be good.